Hello guys, I hope you can see me okay. It's getting dark, and so I don't know how much light is shining on my face. I just wanted to talk about something that I talk about a lot, which is how to be with the stress response in the body. Now, when I make these videos, you might, if you're a subscriber and you watch a lot of the videos, you might hear me saying the same thing many times. And that's because these videos, they're not really to give you information. Although that's part of it, the main purpose of the videos is for you to, while you're listening, come into the experiences that I'm speaking of. So if I'm talking about moving attention when you're listening, naturally your attention is being invited to move to the places that I'm speaking of. It's more about the transmission of the places I'm coming from. So with stress in our nervous system, often it doesn't like us to try to change it. A person with a stressed nervous system is often in resistance to that stress. So when we get into spirituality and healing, what we can do is we can find these techniques and these methods and these meditations to try to calm that stress response. And that can be useful and it can seem helpful in the beginning. And there's nothing wrong with certain techniques to calm the stress response. It's completely okay, but what you need to look out for is whether you're using a technique to try and get rid of the way that you're feeling. What the nervous system really appreciates is us allowing it to be the way that it is. It appreciates when you give it a little bit of attention, gently notice it, gently invite it into your heart, but without trying to change it, without trying to fix it. You could imagine yourself, and you could even do this, you could lie on your bed and imagine your stressed nervous system as an entity in its own right. You could imagine it as a child or a pet that's stressed, and you are the unconditionally open, loving space within which that child or that pet can curl up and rest. You're not trying to fix the child. You know that the child's okay. You're not trying to fix the pet. You know that the pet is okay. You know that this is a temporary experience that will pass. You just simply, without resistance, open to allow this stressed child or stressed pet to lay on your chest, to lay on your belly, to lay down within your heart. And you gently, ever so gently, soothe it with your own attention. You welcome them into your own awareness. You say yes, it's okay for you to be here. You're welcome here. You can kick and scream inside of me. You can cry within me. You can laugh within me. You can be sad within me. You can worry within me. You're welcome to be inside of me. You're welcome to lay down on me. You're welcome in my arms. You're welcome in my heart. Without trying to change this stress, you just let it in. You welcome it. It's okay to be here. You can even say to it, you are okay to be here. You can speak to your body. You can speak to wherever that tension is in the body and just say, I love you. You're welcome here, my friend. You can stay for as long as you want. And allow that aspect of yourself to have whatever reaction it wants to have. Allow that aspect of yourself to express, inwardly express whatever it needs to express. And as you do this, you may notice that it starts to settle down, that a tenderness and a gentleness arises within your heart. And that by doing this, you're put in touch with this sweetness of being, this delicate quality of being. And then, without necessarily needing that stress to disappear, a new quality of consciousness enters your experience, may enter your experience. A delicate quality of beingness may start to arise within your heart, may start to peer out of your eyes, effortlessly, gently appearing within experience. Everything that arises within our consciousness that we deem as challenging, that we deem as painful, anything that arises within our consciousness has within it an invitation into a certain quality of awakening, a certain quality of presence, a certain quality of being. I've been with many different spiritual teachers, and I spent long periods of time with a handful of spiritual teachers, and every spiritual teacher that I respect and that I see as being a very high level of consciousness, I respect them all equally, but they all have a different presence. They all bring in a different energy. They all bring in a different quality of divinity. And the quality of divinity that they bring in, the type of divinity that they bring in, depends usually upon the life experiences that they had and the path that they needed to take to find freedom from their suffering. But perhaps that's a whole other video to talk about that. I'll just give a couple of examples. One of my teachers who says they used to experience a lot of fear and anxiety. Now when I sit in her presence, my whole nervous system starts to feel soothed by this incredibly caring, loving, sweet quality of being. You just melt within her presence. Another one of my teachers who had a mind that drove her crazy. She brings in a very strong, powerful sense of presence, this awakening from the mind, this awakening out of the mind into this awareness. Another one of my teachers who had a lot of broken hearts in his life just brings in this unconditional care and love. And I could go on. But the reason I speak of this is to highlight that whatever you are experiencing which you may deem as negative, be open to the possibility that this is your training. Be open to the possibility that whatever you're experiencing inside that you deem as negative has a positive quality. There's a flip side to it, through which an incredibly positive quality of beingness, an aspect of divinity, is trying to wake up within your consciousness. And all you really need to do to allow this quality of beingness to wake up within your consciousness is you need to give your body and mind the space to unwind. And you need to bring love, compassion, and clarity to yourself. You love your body. You hold your body. You allow your body to unwind into the light of awareness. And you bring clarity by inquiring into the nature of mind, by learning not to believe every thought that comes into your head. We're all divine beings. We all have this divinity, this nectar. I can't think of the words. We all have this light within us. We all have different qualities of light within us. And there's so many creative ways in which life is waking this divinity up on the planet. We're all bringing in different qualities of beingness. Okay, my friends, peace be with you, sending love, care, and tenderness to your nervous system. Much love.